All right, probably the last TikTok for the day, but I'll tell you guys this. The best way that I've learned to retrain my subconscious brain is by using an app called Think Up. I'm not getting promoted by this. This video is just me telling you how to rewire your brain for 2025. Think Up is a awesome app. And what you can do is you can record your own affirmations, and I call them incantations, because Think Up, you can get it from the App Store. It gives you all these different love, money, finance, affirmations that you can essentially pull from, and then you can record them in your own voice. And what happens is when you record them in your own voice and then you play them for 30 minutes a day, you hear them, you say them, and then you hear them again, you're tripling your efforts in terms of what I call pre-paving the road in front of you. And if you start listening to the way that your friends and your family speak, especially around the holiday, you're going to notice that a lot of people put their problems in front of them. Most people need problems in order to define themselves because they feel like they're going to show up or rise to their occasions. But most people feel like they're buried by their problems because they're always talking about their problems. If you stop talking about your problems and instead you really start paying attention to the things that you say and the things that you are going to accomplish, you'll notice that probably after 2 weeks of using this app, Think Up, if you write out the affirmations that you want, these incantations, and you input your goals and write them like they're already done, and then you hear your brain say that these things that you want to happen in your life are already done or they've already happened, like, oh my God, I have an 800 credit score, or I made $10,000 last month, or I did this massive achievement, or I bought my own house, or I bought this car, or I got promoted at work, or I'm already dating the love of my life. When you say these things and you hear yourself say these things in your voice and then you speak them out loud again, it takes 30 minutes a day, you're going to notice eventually that you have accomplished these things at some point. And it's because what you're doing is you're impacting and influencing your subconscious brain into thinking that these things are already done. Your brain can't distinguish between a physical reality and an internal state. And most people think that our external reality impacts our internal state, and yes, it does to some degree, but more so, your internal state affects your external reality. And when you start changing your internal state first, you're going to notice that your external state starts to change naturally as a byproduct of you believing these incantations. Yes, this is ipso facto called gaslighting or manifesting, but this is how this shit works. And this app, Think Up, is the best way that I've come across in order to affect long-term goals. I just checked my app. I have like 387 affirmations and like 100 of those are already done. And I've done this for 3 years now. And a lot of that stuff is already done and complete. And I'm not even surprised because I've heard myself say that these things are done, say that these things have already been accomplished. And then I've just let my brain change my micro and my macro actions throughout all of the time that I've been doing this to the point where now these things are done and they're being completed. This is how this shit works, guys. It's not that hard. Stop paying attention to whatever's going on in New Jersey and all the crazy shit going on in our country and start with your internal state first. Start with your heart, start with your brain, and then watch your external reality change around you. That's how that shit works. Save this video for later. Hit me up if you want coaching. Peace.